which was written about Agenda 2030 decades ago, the plan to restrict public lands to make it inaccessible to humans for under the guise of saving the environment. If we were trying to save the lands, the airs, and the water, would we maybe stop spraying stuff above us every day?
Yeah, because they're spraying that stuff up there to cool down the ozone layer, but it's going to affect us, the stuff that's coming down. You see, people are going to have convulsion and breathing difficulties, heart attacks and that because of it, and they need to stop it.
It's a very unfortunate situation. Okay, the Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney, who is a former central banker, by the way, by his own admission, came out and made which I guarantee many people are sitting in.
Yeah, when the seats fall in.
This sounds just great. They consider themselves to be environmentalists.
I know.
Right up their alley. But when you actually dissect what's being said here, this is not good. At least for human freedom and prosperity. Listen to this.
What if I told you the highest paid black child actor in Hollywood history was only 10 years old? Decades before the Civil Rights Movement. Decades before most black Americans could vote without barriers. One little boy was already breaking Hollywood's color line. His name was Ernie Morrison, better known to millions as Sunshine Sammy. And if you've never heard of him, that's exactly why this story matters. In 1919, according to film historians and Hollywood records, Morrison became the first African-American actor ever signed to a long-term contract, the motion picture industry. Think about that. At a time when black actors were often limited to stereotypes or excluded from major productions, entirely a child from Los Angeles was becoming one of the biggest stars in America. Audiences loved him. Studios couldn't get enough of him. As Sunshine Sammy, he became the original breakout star of the Our Gang series, later known as the Little Rascals. According to contemporary reports, he was the highest paid member of the cast and was earning as much as $10,000 a year during the 1920s. Adjusted for inflation, that's the equivalent of well over $170,000 a year today. Not bad for a kid who wasn't even old enough to drive a car. But Ernie Morrison was more than a child star. He was a pioneer. During a period when opportunities for black performers were severely limited, he appeared in more than 145 films and proved that talent could break barriers even when society tried to build them. Then came another chapter. During World War II, Morrison served his country in the U.S. Army. After his military service, he stepped away from Hollywood and built a successful career in the aerospace industry, working as a quality control inspector. While many child stars disappeared after fame faded, Morrison quietly built a second life based on discipline, hard work, and excellence. As film historian Donald Bogle noted, pioneers like Ernie Morrison helped open doors for generations of black performers who followed. Yet today, most people know the Little Rascals, but have never heard the name Sunshine Sammy.
Yeah, I've heard of the Little Rascals.
History works sometimes. The trailblazers get forgotten while the path they created remains. So here's my question. Why do you think so many of the people who break barriers end up becoming footnotes in the very history they helped create? Comment Sunshine Sammy if this is your first time hearing his story. Share this with someone who loves Hollywood history. And follow Black History Unfiltered for more stories they should have taught us in school. What if I told you the highest paid black child actor every major muscle with this one explosive move, the loaded beast push-up?
Their owner passed away, and they saw him being placed inside there, in the place where they put people who unfortunately pass away, right? And then you notice, animals are more faithful than human beings themselves, okay? In their heads, let's put it that way, okay? It's that one will come at any moment, but he won't. Unfortunately, he won't. Look at the loyalty that animals have for human beings. Their owner passed away.
Learn to read and write, even if you're older.
1953, St. Louis, Missouri. While children played in the streets, the United States Army was driving slowly through their neighborhoods, spraying something into the air, something the people of St. Louis knew nothing about. The government called it a defensive smokescreen. It was a lie. The Army was testing a chemical compound directly over the Pruitt-Igoe housing project. 10,000 residents, 70% of them children under the age of 12. Classified documents describe the target area in the Army's home as a densely populated slum district. They chose it deliberately because the people living there were the ones least likely to fight.
Your knees hurt. Stretch like this.
Many times we're asking God for the deliverance.
Plant a sweet potato in a pot and wait for it to grow shoots. Cut them off and root them in water. Prepare a bag filled with soil, make a few holes, and plant the shoots. Place it in the sun and water regularly. Train the plants along a support.
They want you to think the Wild West was white. It wasn't. Bass Reeves was the most feared lawman on the frontier. First black U.S. deputy marshal west of the Mississippi. Over 3,000 arrests, 14 men killed.
When Jesus Christ was on...
Try these 4 Smith machine moves next time you train. Smith squats. Full lower body power. Quads and glutes.
James chapter 4 and verse 4.
Again, chapter verse again.
James chapter 4 and at verse 4.
Ye adulterers,
Ye adulterers. No, ye not.
Step up the
Enmity with God.
the world, you gonna say that a homosexual is your friend.
Yeah, I got no homosexual.
Of the world is enmity with God.
If you are friends with a homosexual and claim that y'all are so close and so tight, it puts you at odds with God.
Whosoever therefore.
The Bible says, whosoever
Therefore. Be a friend of the world.
be a friend of the world
Is the enemy of God.
is what?
Is the enemy of God. Is the enemy of God. Is the enemy of God.
Don't get upset with me.
There's some girls to sleep now. You can't have the LGB friend now. You could have involved.
Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world. Whosoever. Whosoever therefore.
Whosoever.
Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God. Whosoever. Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God. He is the enemy of God. He is the enemy of God. He is the enemy of God. He's so ever therefore. Amen. James chapter 4 verse 4. James chapter 4 verse 4. James chapter 4 verse 4. James chapter 4 and verse 4. No, you know, friendship of the world is enmity with God. I don't know what you gonna say that a homosexual is your friend. The Bible said the friendship of the world is enmity with God. You are friends with a homosexual and claim that y'all so close and so tight. But you can't with God. Whosoever therefore. The Bible said whosoever therefore.
Make tomatoes grow like crazy. To get your tomatoes growing like crazy, make a natural fertilizer. Mix yeast, milk, sugar, and water.
Allegedly, this footage in front of Miami Mall incident, for those that don't know, that's when the interdimensional being popped up inside the mall. This is one of the portals that they use. People are confused as to what this is. I'm going to show you again. Watch as everybody in the back gets scared when they see this portal open up inside the mall. Now, allegedly,
few people know about this app that is awakening the interest of future operators. If you mix overripe bananas with 2 eggs, they somehow turn into soft, fluffy pancakes without using any flour or sugar. If you pour beaten eggs into a pan coated with hot melted butter, they become unbelievably creamy scrambled eggs that practically melt in your mouth. If you combine rolled oats with boiling water and a spoonful of honey, they thicken into a rich, creamy porridge that keeps you satisfied for hours. Like and follow for more. If you mix overripe bananas with 2 eggs, they somehow turn into soft, fluffy pancakes without using any flour or sugar. If you pour beaten eggs into a pan coated with hot melted butter, they become unbelievably creamy scrambled eggs that practically melt in your mouth. If you combine rolled oats with boiling water and a spoonful of honey, they thicken into a rich, creamy porridge that keeps you satisfied for hours. Like and follow for more. You mix overripe bananas with 2 eggs, they somehow turn into soft, fluffy pancakes without using any flour or sugar. If you pour beaten eggs into a pan coated with hot melted butter, they become unbelievably creamy scrambled eggs that practically melt in your mouth. If you combine rolled oats with boiling water and a spoonful of honey, they thicken into a rich, creamy porridge that keeps you satisfied for hours. Like and follow for more. If you mix overripe bananas with 2 eggs, they somehow turn into soft, fluffy pancakes without using any flour or sugar. If you pour beaten eggs into a pan coated with hot melted butter, they become unbelievably creamy scrambled eggs that practically melt in your mouth. If you combine rolled oats with boiling water and a spoonful of honey, they thicken into a rich, creamy porridge that keeps you satisfied for hours. Like and follow for more. If you mix overripe bananas with 2 eggs, they somehow turn into soft, fluffy pancakes without using any flour or sugar. If you pour beaten eggs into a pan coated with hot melted butter, they become unbelievably creamy scrambled eggs that practically melt in your mouth. If you combine rolled oats with boiling water and a spoonful of honey, they thicken into a rich, creamy porridge that keeps you satisfied for hours. Like and follow for more. If you mix overripe bananas with 2 eggs, they somehow turn into soft, fluffy pancakes without using any flour or sugar. If you pour beaten eggs into a pan coated with hot melted butter, they become unbelievably creamy scrambled eggs that practically melt in your mouth. If you combine rolled oats with boiling water and a spoonful of honey, they thicken into a rich, creamy porridge that keeps you satisfied for hours. Like and follow for more. If you mix overripe bananas with 2 eggs, they somehow turn into soft, fluffy pancakes without using any flour or sugar. If you pour beaten eggs into a pan coated with hot melted butter, they become unbelievably creamy scrambled eggs that practically melt in your mouth. If you combine rolled oats with boiling water and a spoonful of honey, they thicken into a rich, creamy porridge that keeps you satisfied for hours. Like and follow for more. If you mix overripe bananas with 2 eggs, they somehow turn into soft, fluffy pancakes without using any flour sugar. Pour beaten eggs into a pan coated with hot melted butter. They become unbelievably creamy scrambled eggs that practically melt in your mouth. If you combine rolled oats with boiling water and a spoonful of honey, they thicken into a rich, creamy porridge that keeps you satisfied for hours. Follow the more.
Get out of there. Get out of there, bro. Boss is here.
Without using any flour or sugar. You pour beaten eggs into a pan coated with hot melted butter. They become unbelievably creamy scrambled eggs that practically melt in your mouth. If you combine rolled oats with boiling water and a spoonful of honey, they thicken into a rich, creamy porridge that keeps you satisfied for hours. Like and follow for more. You mix overripe bananas with eggs. They somehow turn into soft, fluffy pancakes without using any flour or sugar. Grenade out! Into a pan coated with hot melted butter. They become unbelievably creamy scrambled eggs.
Get out of there, young man.
If you combine rolled oats with boiling water and a spoonful of honey, they thicken into a rich, creamy porridge that keeps you satisfied for hours. Like and follow the book. Mix overripe bananas with 2 eggs. They somehow turn into soft, fluffy pancakes without using any flour or sugar. Pour beaten eggs into a pan coated with hot melted butter. They become unbelievably creamy scrambled eggs that practically melt in your mouth. If you combine rolled oats with boiling water and a spoonful of honey, they thicken into a porridge that keeps you satisfied. You mix overripe bananas with 2 eggs. They somehow turn into soft, fluffy pancakes without using any flour or sugar. You pour beaten eggs into a pan coated with hot melted butter. They become unbelievably creamy scrambled eggs that practically melt in your mouth. If you combine rolled oats with boiling water and a spoonful of honey, they thicken into a rich, creamy porridge that keeps you satisfied for hours. Like and follow for more. You mix overripe bananas with 2 eggs. They somehow turn into soft, fluffy pancakes without using any flour or sugar. If you pour beaten eggs into a pan coated with hot melted butter, they become unbelievably creamy scrambled eggs that practically melt in your mouth. If you combine rolled oats with boiling water and a spoonful of honey, they thicken into a rich, creamy porridge that keeps you satisfied for hours. Like and follow the more. You mix overripe bananas with 2 eggs. They somehow turn into soft, fluffy pancakes without using any flour or sugar. If you pour beaten eggs into a pan coated with hot melted butter, they become unbelievably creamy scrambled eggs that practically melt in your mouth. If you combine rolled oats with boiling water and a spoonful of honey, they thicken into a rich, creamy porridge that keeps you satisfied for hours. Like and follow for more. You mix overripe bananas with 2 eggs. They somehow turn into soft, fluffy pancakes without using any flour or sugar. Pour beaten eggs into a pan coated with hot melted butter. They become unbelievably creamy scrambled eggs that practically melt in your mouth. If you combine rolled oats with boiling water and a spoonful of honey, they thicken into a rich, creamy porridge that keeps you satisfied for hours. Like and follow for more. You mix overripe bananas with 2 eggs. They somehow turn into soft, fluffy pancakes without using any flour or sugar. Pour beaten eggs into a pan coated with hot melted butter. They become unbelievably creamy scrambled eggs that practically melt in your mouth. If you combine rolled oats with boiling water and a spoonful of honey, they thicken into a rich, creamy porridge that keeps you satisfied for hours. Like and follow for more. You mix overripe bananas with 2 eggs. They somehow turn into soft, fluffy pancakes without using any flour or sugar. Pour beaten eggs into a pan coated with hot melted butter. They become unbelievably creamy scrambled eggs that practically melt in your mouth. If you combine rolled oats with boiling water and a spoonful of honey, they thicken into a rich, creamy porridge that keeps you satisfied for hours. Like and follow for more. You mix overripe bananas with 2 eggs. They somehow turn into soft, fluffy pancakes without using any flour or sugar. Pour beaten eggs into a pan coated with hot melted butter. They become unbelievably creamy scrambled eggs that practically melt in your mouth. If you combine rolled oats with boiling water and a spoonful of honey, they thicken into a rich, creamy porridge that keeps you satisfied for hours. Like and follow for more. If you mix overripe bananas with 2 eggs, they somehow turn into soft, fluffy pancakes without using any flour or sugar. Pour beaten eggs into a pan coated with hot melted butter. They become unbelievably creamy scrambled eggs that practically melt in your mouth. If you Life follows the wolf.
Sometimes it's the difference between clones and stigmas that are going around because the wolf is saved and everything is not what you think it is.
Humans made to order. Mothers to themselves. Babies conceived just so their body parts can be transplanted. Come with me into the scary new world of cloning, the nightmarish stuff of science fiction has suddenly become a reality. Where the first baby born was born. She was born yesterday at 11:55 a.m. in the country where she was born. So this will give you more details on the location. She's fine. We call her.
First gen was born years ago. However, I was cloned by cloning in Canada. My mother was registration. When I was cloned, they went to a family from school documents were escaping that mother's probably the good was correct. Yeah. Mom's Sicilian.
That's scary.
Just me, or what is this creature that doesn't breathe and has fish gills or something weird?
My script was that they told me that I was gonna tear my ACL my rookie year, and I was actually kind of mad when I saw that. You know, like I read my script and it said, "Listen, you're gonna tear an ACL in the last regular season game." And I was sad because that means I missed the Super Bowl and wasn't able to play it.
My script, it was pretty long. I didn't know if I was gonna make the league because, trying to learn something like that was pretty tough.
Say my script been pretty crazy because this is my 4th year in the NFL, and I've been in 3 Super Bowls. So when I walked in, day one, they was like, so they handed me, I was like, you know what, I'm going to take that one right there. That for me, I'm going to take the 3 appearances in total. I mean, my script was supposed to be making $100 million, but...
Eliminate the enemy team.
So they lied to me.
The NFL is scripted.
Round start.
The area monster is scripted. And it brings me back to Super Bowl 51. We're down 28-3. We're in the locker room and they throw us the script.
You got kind of working.
You're like, these writers are out of their mind. No one's going to believe this. And we went out and executed and, looked good. And then the next year, I saw the script in March that I had to carry the ACL going forward. Missed the 2017
This has flooded a country's public square. Raw sewage. Just have to raise enough questions, spread enough dirt, plant enough conspiracy theorizing that citizens no longer know what to believe.
Yeah.
Once they lose trust in their leaders, in mainstream media, in political institutions, in each other, in the possibility of truth.
Three things on the side.
78%
of your free women were placed urban areas for the purpose of something.
You didn't know where you were shooting, bro.
We don't know so many Negroes anymore. So the feeling about black people, this was one thing as a social benefit. We're here to help women. And let it be stated, women never demonstrated, demanded, or even requested the right to financial, decent housing, the right to education, and the right to health care. And all free of charge. The right
And these little ones, did you get him?
In 1993, Jack started spraying our grain sorts with folic acid. Guess what went in antidepressants, anti-anxiety medication, gut medication.
But we're working towards it.
Oh, for sure. You know, they put with the folic acid, folate, which prevents neural tube defects in pregnancy. So that's why you hear when women are pregnant, they are supposed to take high doses of folic acid. That's why if you don't have an increased arms in medication. Do the folic acid really is what causes postpartum depression. And as soon as I stop taking the vitamin, it's going away. So then your doctor brings it on. In reality, it's postpartum depression. Related, then all pregnant women have postpartum depression.
And do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first president or the first woman president?
Let's go.
Got it.
Now, Michelle, is it?
Follow me.
I'm sorry, she's away. Oh my gosh.
All those people would say plant-based meat is the future. It's really bad. You're way better off buying cows and eating cows than you are buying corn. Because in order to grow stock corn, a lot has to die. And if you're using monocrop agriculture and using industrialized farming methods, and you're controlling enormous swaths of land with only one crop, that is totally unnatural. It doesn't exist anywhere in nature. In order to do that, you have to poison everything else. You have to kill all the animals. You have to poison them. You have to strip the topsoil. You have to use industrialized fertilizer. You can't grow things that way normally. But the key to understanding where you live is the right thing to do. I'll show you what it is that you're looking at. The image of the moon contains the mass of comparison. It looks like it's the only true of the world. Mirrored, distorted, and sketched beyond the shadow of the doubt. And the light of hope. It takes a bit of time to see it and to get used to it because it requires a lot of continuous effort to overcome those conditions and to believe that what you believe is not true. But if you have an open mind and good period of what you're looking at, you will realize that this is not the first time you've seen it, and that somebody might know this truth too, but they don't want to scroll with you.
Oh, that's all. They put it in the brewery. Metal. How is this made? And whether it's being manipulated, clouds are actually created from something. That chemtrails actually
Oops.
take a message and extract the real truth. Artists and people in power actually practice rituals at these events without when a doctor gives you a shot, he actually gets a bonus. Now they don't do that in your therapy, so why do they do that for shots? And that war in our military is actually used to increase the population. Yeah, how do you explain that to me? The video that Bill Gates put together, along with the team, complete with simulated news reports. Like this. This is really what they're preparing for. This video is called Get Ready.
I've seen this before.
Mysteriously appearing across the region, severe, endemic, overall response
Fears.
Oh, so that's the name that you first said. That'll be the name of it.
Sears.
Sears. severe epidemic enteroviral respiratory syndrome in 2025.
Basically for the consumer, but we're looking at how they get providing as you know, mRNA is one that they are looking at trying to pass into stated in broken English, by the way, at present, edibles that are developed for veterinary and human use. But the main challenge faced by edible is the population, so that it is necessary to make aware of the stories about its use.
Learned something new. Idiocracy today, which if you've never seen it, it's almost 20 years old, and it's a hilarious movie about a dystopian future where American society has evolved to the point where everyone is just a complete idiot. Apparently, the costume designer didn't have a big budget, and she needed shoes for the characters to wear. She wanted shoes that were so stupid. She found this small startup company that made shoes. He was like, these shoes are perfect, but because they look ridiculous. Mike Judge, the producer of the movie, was like, well, this company is big, and these shoes are popular. I'm actually wearing the costume designer. I think these are ridiculous. Nobody's ever actually going to wear these shoes. Look at them. Guys, those shoes that appeared in the movie were Crocs. Crocs. We're all wearing idiot shoes. I'm part of the problem. I have 2 pairs and 3 more pairs on my wish list.
Oh, okay, yeah, you'll be easy back.
I read that for the first time today.
That's actually most
And many hundreds of times the maximum authorization of the FDA being sued that you didn't hear. So Coca-Cola company makes something called Simply Orange. It's an orange juice that has the potential of cancer-causing chemicals being used within the last 1 month, and we haven't heard.
Oh, you idiot, you are. Look behind you and you. You won anyway, but yeah.
This substance will turn you into a zombie. This substance is so dangerous, it's so deadly, that if they blow it on you, this substance on you, it's gonna knock you out and turn you into an unconscious puppet for 4 hours. This substance is called the devil's breath. This drug will instantly knock you out cold if it's sprayed in your direction. Now this substance is so dangerous and so deadly that if somebody just too much in your face, it'll unalive you. You will drop down and never wake up. This substance is the most dangerous and deadly on the street right now because it ain't something you take. It's not a pill that you take. It's not something that you smoke. It's literally sprayed or blue in your goddamn face and boom, you fall out cold. Now this substance is being used over there in Colombia and other foreign countries on America. My partner just died from the substance being sprayed in his goddamn face. I just got the call this morning, so I want to share it with you. And over 5 Americans done died so far after being sprayed with the devil's breath. Now the scariest part about this substance is you got them Diddy's out there. You got them Epsteins and them Weinsteins and them apex predators out there that got money to buy by the pound, man. Can you imagine what will happen if these evil people get a hold of this substance? You got people out there, man, that'll spray you and violate you on camera, and you wake up not even knowing that you got violated. You don't know what happened. You just trying to sit down, and this real soul back there
trying to sit on your backside. Then you got women out there, man, that'll spray you, blow on you, man, and take you for all your money, all your jewelry, your passport, and all your valuables, and you don't even know it. They don't even need a lot of power to knock you out. Just a pinch. Soon as somebody on you with that devil's breath, man, you gonna fall out cold, and you gonna be out for a minimum of 4 hours. And if they use more than a body can withstand, you will never wake up again. That's what just happened to my man over there in Colombia the other day. Just got the call today. I was wondering what happened to wasn't that. Ain't posting a while, man. Nigga dead over there playing with them goddamn mama secret. Done goddamn took you out with the Grim Reaper. Man, this shit crazy, man. Please send this video to somebody that you love. Share this to your page right now. Warn people to be careful, because this some spooky shit. This is evil. This is demonic, man. Yeah,
Eliminate the enemy team.
We're gonna be so bad and be so strong.
Round start.
Yeah, look at you guys, man. You guys. Get out of my way, man. You were trying to get me killed, bro. He's watching my screen, this one. This guy's got some. I'll turn up my camera in a minute. I mean, you missed. You missed it for me. No, mate, you're lousy. You're not very good. You're not very good at that. You're not very good at that, bro. We don't care about you, man. You take yourself away. Watching my stream, that's what it is. Yeah.